Welcome to Harvesting Clouds, where we take a practical approach to learning and leveraging clouds. In this video, we are going to see how to create virtual networks in Microsoft Azure. Before we start building the virtual network in Microsoft Azure portal, let's take a quick look at the scenario that we are going to deploy today. Assume that you have a 3-tier application wherein you have a backend tier, a business logic tier, and a front-end tier. Now you have to create a separate subnet for each of those tiers. When you were getting the requirements, you got that there needs to be 800 hosts in total in your virtual network. You also got the requirement that per subnet, the subnet should be large enough to accommodate minimum of 200 hosts. So based on these requirements, you use the subnet calculator and you create the subnet mask, you create the address spaces, and you got these particular address spaces. If you want to know how we calculated these address spaces, I highly recommend that you watch previous video where we designed the different networks and we performed all these networking related calculations. So we got the requirement that the subnet mask should be /22 for the complete virtual network, and for each of the virtual networks subnets, the subnet mask should be /24. And to identify each and every network subnet separately, the third octet, as you can see, for the first one is 0, for the second one is 1, and for the third one is .2. That differentiates one subnet from the next subnet. Now we'll jump into the portal and we'll start creating these. We'll create a virtual network with the IP address that we have specified here, and we'll create 3 subnets within that virtual network, which will have these particular address spaces. So now let's jump into the Azure portal and start creating these resources. As you can see, I'm already logged into the Azure portal. To create a new virtual network, I can navigate to the virtual networks and can click on create, or can click on create a resource and can then search for virtual networks. It will present me with the overview of what virtual network is. Then I can click on the create button to create a new virtual network. Just like with any resource in Azure, I need to provide a subscription and a resource group for that particular resource. I'll click on create new for creating a new resource group. Let's say I'm building this for finance department. I'll name it in such a way that will denote that this belongs to the finance department. Then I'll provide a name for the virtual network. I'll change the location which is closest to me, that is East US location. I'll click on the next IP address to navigate to the next screen. Now in this screen, you provide the address space for both the virtual network and also for the subnets. You create the new subnets and then provide the address spaces. There are 2 restrictions over here. The first one, to see that, I'll delete the default address space that Azure has added to this virtual network. It says that address space cannot be empty. What that means is I have not provided any address space to this particular virtual network. A virtual network within Azure portal can have more than 1 address spaces, but it requires at least 1 address space. So as we saw in the scenario before, the address space that we want is 10.0.0.0/22. This is the CIDR notation. It shows that the first IP address is going to be 10.0.0.0 and 22 is going to be the subnet mask of that particular address space. Then for the subnet, it says that the virtual network does not have any subnets. It needs to have at the bare minimum 1 subnet. As we discussed earlier in the scenario, we are going to have not just 1, but 3 subnets. One for the backend. We'll name this as backend subnet. And we decided that the address space for that will be /24. Now the restriction here is that this particular address space, that is the address space for a subnet, should be existing within the address space of the virtual network. Now the virtual network's address space is /22, which means it can have up to 1024 IP addresses within that. Now the subnet cannot have more than that. It has to have at least or at max that many IP addresses. And the address space itself also needs to be contained within the address space of the virtual network. To see that in action, let's try to create the subnet mask larger than the address space of the virtual network itself. It immediately gives me the error that the address range is not contained in this virtual network address space. So I'll switch it back to /24. If I try to switch this thing to, let's say, 11, it will again give me the same error message that it is not contained in the virtual network's address space. I'll switch it back to 10.0.0.0/24. This is the first subnet within this particular virtual network. We'll talk about service endpoints in depth in a subsequent video. For now, we are not going to create any service endpoint for this particular virtual network. I'll hit add. Then I'll click on add subnet again to create the next subnet, which is going to be for the business logic. I'll provide the address space for that. I'll hit add. Click on add subnet one more time. Provide it with a descriptive name. Provide it with the address space that we discussed earlier. Hit add and we are done. So now we have a virtual network which has the address space as we decided, and it has 3 subnets as we discussed before. I'll click on next to move on to the security section. Now DDoS, denial of service protection. If you have DDoS attacks in your environment, Microsoft has the basic DDoS protection inbuilt into the system. This DDoS protection is provided to you at no extra cost. But if you want to go for the premium service, which has much more in-depth details to it, then you need to select standard from here and you need to upgrade your service. Now, if you click on this eye icon, you can get more details what you get when you are going with the premium service. Similarly, if you want to have Azure Firewall, which is a new service, it's a managed cloud-based network security service, which provides much more protection onto your Azure virtual networks out of the box within Azure. You can enable this by clicking on the enable button. It needs its own subnet to exist. You will need to provide all these details. We'll cover these topics in much more in depth in one of the subsequent videos. For now, we'll leave these settings at default and we'll hit next to navigate to the tag screen. You should always try to have tags. Tags is nothing but a key value pair which are used to categorize your resources. These help later on in the billing of the resources. If you want to categorize the resources, let's say based on the department, and you want to bill all the resources that this particular department has, you can do so if you have applied appropriate tags while creation of the resources. You can also update the tags after the creation of the resources. I'll hit next to review all these settings. It validates all my configurations that I have done so far. Once you see the message validation has passed, you can review all these settings and can then hit on the create button. It will immediately trigger the deployment and then will start creating the virtual network. You will see this particular deployment screen and it will say that your deployment is underway. In just few seconds, the deployment will be finished. It says that the deployment is complete. You can navigate to the resource by simply clicking on this go to resource button. So here, this is how the virtual network looks like. You can even navigate to this virtual network by going to all services and searching for virtual networks. It will be something like this. And then once you are under virtual networks, you will be able to see all virtual networks within your environment. And then you can select the one that we have created just now. And then you can start working with this. I'll only discuss 2 more things in this particular video. We will be discussing how to work with virtual networks, what are the different nitty-gritties with this particular resource in depth in the upcoming video. But for now, the address space that we created and the subnets that we created, if for some reason you want to create more subnets or you want to update the address space, you can do so. Under the virtual network, it shows you the basic settings over here. Under settings, you can navigate to address spaces, and this is where you will see all the address spaces assigned to your virtual network. If let's say you want to expand this virtual network, you can simply click on this text box and start adding more address spaces to this particular virtual network. For example, you can do something like 11.0.0.0/22 and can hit save. It will add that additional address space to this particular virtual network. I'll discard the changes for now. Similarly, under settings, you have subnet section. This is where you can see all the subnets that are available in your virtual network. One another thing that you want to notice here is, if you will go into any subnet calculator online, you will see that for /24 subnet mask, there are 256 addresses available. Whereas it says that you only have 251 addresses available. For any subnet that you create within Azure, Azure requires at least 5 address spaces that it blocks for its own internal usage. After blocking all those address spaces or addresses, you are left with whatever the total number of addresses are there in the subnet minus 5. So 256 minus 5 comes out to be 251. Which addresses does it block? It blocks the .0, the very first one, the second, third, and fourth. That is .0, .1, .2, .3. The first available address will be .4. It also blocks the last IP address in this particular address range. Those are the 5 addresses that Microsoft blocks. After that, any other addresses, you will be able to create resources and assign an IP address from all those available addresses. So once we will start creating new resources, these numbers will change. These numbers will reflect what exactly the number of IP addresses that will be available in each of these subnets. That concludes this particular video, where we saw how to create a new virtual network and how to create different subnets within that virtual network. If you want me to cover a specific topic, or if you have any doubts, feel free to post those in the comments below and I'll try to reply as soon as possible. If you like the content, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to get notified of the latest content as it is published on the channel. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.